Hey, what's up, Good Life? Thanks for joining me for today's 128 moment. Today, I want to talk to you about gratitude. In our Good Life reading plan, we're in Ephesians chapter 1 today. And as Paul is starting out his letter to the church at Ephesus, he pauses to offer some thanksgiving, to be grateful. He points to the things that God has done for his children, that Christ is accomplishing in their hearts, and that Christ is accomplishing through his church. He pauses in the midst of his letter to just be grateful. And what's interesting about it is that he's writing those moments of gratitude to a church that's experiencing persecution because of their faith. And so here we are in 2020. We're not walking through what the early church did. I don't mean to equate it. But what we are walking through is a year where there seems to be one hit after another. And it'd be very easy for us to not stop long enough to be grateful for the good things God has done. And I'm not just talking specifically about what's happened in the Bible. I'm talking about what's happening in our year. I don't think we hear any good news from the news media or politicians who seem to want to bring doom and division into our nation. So let me pause for a second and just walk through some things that I see positive in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis that we face this year. Things that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, but I've been looking through this and I'm trying to have myself be grateful for what I see, so that maybe I can encourage you to do the same thing as well. So here are some things that I'm encouraged about. Schools have started in our area, whether at home or in person. Schools are going forward and they are meeting. And I'm sure it's not easy, but I'm so thankful that our students are getting a little dose of normal. Even if it's on the computer for now, we are moving closer to it. We didn't stop school altogether for the 2021 school year. And prayerfully, that'll keep going forward. We've done that without seeing a noticeable spike in cases in our area. So that's encouraging as well. In fact, the numbers in our area and in our state are actually very good. I'm not saying that they're down to nothing. What I'm saying is that the trajectory is encouraging, and it's something to be grateful for. In our area, the number of new cases is back to the level that it was in mid-June when we started to open up. So we've been through a huge spike, but we've come back down to something that was similar to when we started to open up. So that's encouraging. Also, the percentage of positive tests that are coming back, those who are being tested, those who come back positive, in our state is around 6%. Now the goal, the target, according to experts, is to be below 10. You want to be down near 3. The most strident, the most conservative, maybe the most negative of all those people who have said, like, this is when you should open up. You should be around 3% or less of positive cases. Well, guess what? Manatee and Sarasota counties are around 3% in terms of positive cases coming back, positive tests coming back. And even though some of the most current strains seem to be far more contagious than they were early on, they seem to be far less lethal. Couple that with the fact that we have better treatment protocols in place and that our medical professionals have done an incredible job treating people. Even though we see a lot of cases, we've seen less deaths. Not none, and don't mean to minimize any of them, but we've seen less. That's something to be grateful for. And while all this is going on, we also have the vaccine process proceeding. And at this point, there are 9 different COVID vaccines that are in final stages of testing, large-scale testing, looking to see the efficacy and also trying to see what side effects that those vaccines may have. So it's possible we may see a vaccine by the end of the year or early next year that may be available, mass-produced, and effective in people's lives. So that's a possibility as well. So while all this is not over, while we're still walking through the midst of this, I'm not sure what mile of the marathon we're on. We won't know till this is all done, but we are making progress. So a couple things. Schools are in session, and I'm so thankful for that. And I have to say thank you to the teachers, to the administrators, to all those moms and dads who are facilitating learning at home, to all the people who are making school possible. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the medical professionals, those people who are on the front line in clinics and in hospitals and in ERs, treating the people who have this and have put yourselves in harm's way in order to bring healing into the lives of others. What a beautiful picture of the gospel that is. And if you're a believer in those circumstances, my prayer is not only that God would protect you, but that God would use you in a mighty way to make him known right in the midst of this crisis. And I'm also thankful so much for our church that over the last few weeks, going back to June 7, we've been able to meet in person, uninterrupted and without incident the entire time. I praise God for that. It's so awesome to be able to see some of you back in the room. And during that time as well, we've been able to also offer online services, reaching out to the family and staying connected with people who aren't yet able to join us in person. And by every metric we can possibly see, whether it's in-person attendance, online viewing, giving, engagement, all those kind of things, by every metric we can see, God has been incredibly gracious with Good Life. And I'm so thankful for what he's done. So why don't we just pause right here in this 128 moment and right here in this season to just give thanks to the Lord. Let me close with Psalm 105. It says, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, make known his deeds among the people. Sing to him, sing praises to him, tell of all his wondrous works. Give glory to his name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Let the Lord and his strength, seek the Lord in his strength. Seek his presence continually. Remember the wondrous works that he has done, his miracles and the judgments he has uttered." Good Life, we have every reason around us every day to see the negative. We have every reason around us to feel dejected. If you turn on the news, you read the news, you go on social media, you have every reason to find the negative. Let me encourage you today to take time to be grateful for who God is, for what God has done, and for the progress that we see even in the midst of the crisis. I love you guys. I miss you guys that I haven't been able to see. Hopefully be able to connect with us this weekend, 9:30 and 11 at the venue, 9:30 online, and hopefully be able to join us on Friday at 128.